Welcome to the Bleav Network's Best of Bleav Hour on Stadium. Do you believe?
We're back, baby. It's the Best of Bleav on Stadium. Joshua Fisher, Alexander, Toss Me the Rock, Tosopoulos, DJ, Nikki, Snacks, Kreider. Don't leave him hanging. Don't leave him hanging. Best of Bleav right here on Stadium. Guys, look. No more handhelds right now. The studio's looking great. We can high five.
We can. I might not do it with my hands later on, but we'll see.
Okay, very interesting way to start off the show, but love the mystery. Maybe we'll find out a little bit later. We could do the ring around the rosy like the Kansas City Chiefs did against the Las Vegas Raiders, absolutely embarrassing them on their home field. Speaking of embarrassment, not only the worst loss in national championship history, but the worst loss in the history of any bowl game ever, period, point blank. The Georgia Dogs wiped the floor with the TCU Horned Frogs.
Snooze fest. I actually fell asleep during the game.
You literally did fall asleep during the game.
Yeah, it happened.
I turned on the Celtics game, quite frankly.
I thought that ESPN might switch it to the Magic game. That's how bad I thought we were going.
I thought they were going to switch it to the OJ chase just for like old time's sake. Like really,
or maybe the Aaron Judge home run chase.
Yeah, one and the same. Two guys talking about it a lot. They've talked college football the whole season. They're doing a great job. The Ruffino and Joe show. Blake Ruffino and Joe DeLeon debate Stetson Bennett's greatness. Check it out.
I see a guy who, and we talked about it last week, he's the least pressured quarterback in the SEC, one of the least pressured quarterbacks in all of college football. It is easier. I'm not saying it's easy, but it is easier to accomplish the things that he has done when he is easily protected and he has an elite defense to lean on any other roster with deficiencies and in any other position group. Like if we pick a different SEC team, like Kentucky, for instance, that has weaker position groups than Georgia, but still a pretty good roster, they're not stiffing anywhere near the national championship. He is the right guy for the right circumstance.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I don't think that you like. What does he do worse than Mac Jones?
I don't think he does anything worse.
So you think he could be a first-round quarterback then?
No, absolutely not. He's stumpy.
Hear me.
And he's got no arm.
I'm sorry, what?
He's got an average arm.
Then
in
Mac
terms
Jones
of arm
has
talent.
Arm.
Mac Jones. I didn't think Mac Jones had a very good arm. I think that was an overvaluation.
You got to get the same for Tua. If you're gonna make,
Tua's a good athlete though. Like
Stetson's a better athlete than Tua.
Not significantly. I don't think that. No, stop. Come on now. That was post-injury. Tua is a little bit clunkier than he was before that hip injury.
Brother, the man broke his hip.
Blake has a bit more of affinity towards Stetson Bennett, and we're going to get into more into Stetson with Sean Salisbury and Adam Sager coming up.
That SEC brotherhood.
The SEC brotherhood.
That we're probably going to step into soon.
As Longhorn fans.
Are we going to be like that, though? Are we going to be like the SEC fans that are all SEC, greatest conference ever?
I mean, we already are with the Big 12 basketball.
I do think like
not really,
some of those fans.
I'm not rooting for like Kansas to do well or Iowa State to do well.
Yeah,
do you think Alabama fans and LSU fans are rooting for Georgia?
Yes, in that game.
There were certainly Big 12 fans that were rooting for TCU just because they're in the Big 12.
1,000%.
For some.
Yeah, not us.
It's always split hairs because like not every SEC fan is like Blake.
Right.
They don't all love the SEC. Some of them they hate the other.
You did say Blake texted you and said that he was doing math on Texas's wins and losses over the last 5 years compared to all the SEC.
He's just trying to get a rise out of us.
He did it. He put it up on Twitter. We'll pull the tweet and we'll show it right now. Here it is. He did it since our appearance in the national championship.
Right.
When Garrett Gilbert came in after the Colt McCoy injury, and we have less wins than I think 8 teams in the SEC. I think the team we were closest to is Ole Miss. Mississippi State was also pretty close.
Yeah.
Florida, who I think actually is like a pretty decent comp over the last 10, 11 years, except for the fact that they've made their conference championship.
The one that stung was Texas A&M being ahead of us. But at the same time, you also have to consider that they had a lot more consistency throughout their program than we did. They had Sumlin for so long. They finally just got Jimbo. But we've gone through, since the national championship, 4 head coaches.
Yeah. I mean, through our college tenure, we've had 4 head coaches.
Not to mention it was definitely of their benefit to go to the SEC from a recruiting standpoint.
For sure.
Let's go to Sean Salisbury, Adam Sager, as they continue the trend of talking about Stetson Bennett, and then we'll kind of wrap up like what we think Stetson Bennett means to college football history. Check this clip out.
But Georgia sent a very loud message for the world to see. If you like college football, that was it. And with Stetson Bennett, Segs, I'm so tired of hearing the measurables and the rest of it. All I know is that I can't remember a guy in history that's been in 4 playoff or 4 major bowl games, if you combine the two being the BCS and all that, that's been the MVP clearly in all 4 games. Now, Ohio State, you could have given it to C.J. Stroud had they won, but they didn't.
Right.
And he's got 2 rings. He's 4th in the Heisman Trophy. Yeah, he may be slight of body, but he's a little older. I bet you I can take 15 NFL quarterbacks and stick them on Georgia's team the last 2 years, and they wouldn't have won the MVP all 4 games. Whatever you like or don't like about him, I will tell you this. That guy plays his best football in the most pressure-filled, biggest moments, biggest stage.
Where does he rank in like quarterbacks we've seen? Like, let's say like this century.
Top 10.
Okay. Like better or worse than Johnny Manziel?
Better.
He's better. He's won 2 championships.
Okay. Better or worse than RG3?
Better.
Better.
And
Any
better
guy who doesn't have a national championship ring, he is better than, in my opinion.
So Lamar, RG3.
I'm not saying he's more talented than them.
But a better career, for sure.
Yeah. Who's the GOAT in the NFL?
Brady.
Yeah, because he's got the most rings.
Okay.
I would say the college quarterbacks that are better than him, like undoubtedly, Tebow, Cam Newton, Vince Young, Matt Leinart, all of them have won championships.
Burrow.
Yes.
Yep, for sure.
Winston.
Yeah, he won.
And he won a Heisman.
Okay. I'm cool with that.
Like, I wouldn't put Kyler in there. I wouldn't put Baker in there.
Do you think he could be a good pro? Do you think Stetson Bennett, because Salisbury is like, okay, like I could have stuck 15 pros on that team and you don't know if they get the job. He goes, I don't know if they're the best player in all 4 of the playoff games, and Stetson Bennett was the best player.
I don't know if he's going to be a good pro. It's hard to say. He's also 25 years old, so by the time he's a pro, he'd be 26. Like, that's already – I mean, he's older than what? Like 4 of the quarterbacks that are in the playoffs.
He's older than
right
Lamar.
Now. He's older than Lamar. He's older than Herbert. He's older than Trevor Lawrence.
Yep.
You know, he's older than Burrow. Like, he's older than a lot of these guys. So, just in terms of just
Fields.
age and just in terms of age, and longevity, he's already kind of pushed that a little bit. He'll be a backup. He might get a chance like Sam Ehlinger did last year.
How about like Purdy, like a chance like that?
Maybe.
And if it's the right chance, like Purdy has. Can I sell you this pen a little bit on the whole quarterback situation? And I'll use Zach Wilson as the example. Not saying he's not talented, Zach Wilson, right? Played at BYU. Not a big stage.
Wrong situation.
Gets thrown to the Jets, gets thrown in early. New York is a brutal place to play. It's pretty much the worst situation for that guy. Quite frankly, had the Jets not taken, and this is my take on the whole thing, I'll wrap them in this. Had the Jets taken, let's say, Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, whoever in that draft, and not taking a quarterback last year, like rode Mike White this year, and in the upcoming draft, still didn't take a quarterback in the first, second round, and took Stetson Bennett in the 3rd round, they'd be better off in the upcoming season in 2023 than they would be with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue. They haven't made the playoffs, so like, well, you're still missing the playoffs no matter what. I mean, the ultimate goal is to get there, and so they haven't done that yet.
And you replace that pick of Zach Wilson with the 1st round talent of any other position, like you said. A guy that's not playing right now. Zach Wilson's not playing. So
good take. All right, more good takes coming your way. To my own horn. Good takes coming your way on Stadium. Best to Bleav. Fisher, Tosopoulos, Kreider. More NFL. Don't go anywhere. Hit your free throws.
Hang tight. We'll be right back in just a second with some more great Bleav content on Stadium.